What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Juice Savvy Reacts. We already know which we got here. We got Teacher Gets Exposed by Meta Glasses by Maury. So you already know, man. We're gonna get right into the video.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Let's get right to it.
Out that I was secretly recorded by Meta Glasses, and get this, the video has 2.3 million views.
And for reference, guys, this is a teacher. She teaches, I believe, in a middle or high school. And the person with the Meta Glasses, well, they were a student.
A month or so ago, I was at my daughter's basketball game in the evening. I walked out of the bathroom and I thought she was just introducing me to one of her friends. So I started talking to him like I do all my kids' friends, just very happy and chipper, you know, kind of like a normal mom. After he had asked me a few questions, my daughter grabbed my arm and pulled me away. And that's when she whispered, "Mom, he's wearing Meta Glasses."
And you guys all already know what these guys, they do with these Meta Glasses, no matter what the occasion is, where they are, who they're talking to, primarily, you know, women and girls, trying to rizz them up. But it just turns out in this situation, she's a teacher in a school, and the video makes her look a bit weird depending on how you look at it. And honestly, I think these Meta Glasses are, especially if you've seen my last video, a huge violation of privacy, and it's only gonna make people that much more low trusting of other individuals who have sunglasses on.
I had honestly never heard of Meta Glasses. I didn't even know what they were. They looked like normal glasses to me.
Yeah.
So here's the twist. I didn't think anything about it really until today.
Bro, I used to do these videos. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I used to make Meta Glasses videos and go up to girls and try to pick them up. And I didn't like it. You know, I thought it was weird. It felt weird to me, especially because I'm not the type of guy who's like a pickup type of guy. I don't just walk up to women randomly and talk to them. That's not who I am. So for those two reasons, I stopped doing it. But I mean, shit, I can even show y'all, but we're gonna keep going.
And when I saw that the video has now over 2.5 million views, it has something like 20,000 shares, 500 comments, and I'm gonna show you the clip, and then we're gonna talk.
And before we get into this video, I just want to show you guys that this is the mom with her daughter coming out of a room, I guess the restroom. This weirdo was waiting for them, I suppose, outside of the female restroom. It says day one rizzing moms. They appear to be in a school. She is a teacher. And I just gotta say, man, these weirdos with these Meta Glasses doing this for content, while a lot of unsuspecting individuals aren't realizing that they're being recorded, in my opinion, is only gonna have negative impacts on the wider society, with people just not trusting other people, assuming that they're always going to be filmed for content.
Hello. Hi, Catherine. Good, how are you? No, I just want to let you know you're a very beautiful young lady.
What was that voice crack? You can definitely tell
this
kid is no more than 16 years old.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Are you married?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Are you in a relationship?
So here's the moment I realized what was happening. And I still don't think I really realized what was happening until we walked away and I discussed it with her a little bit more in detail.
Well, ma'am, you were being used for content. And I want everybody to know, everybody of all generations and age brackets, that if you see someone approach you with sunglasses on with the little 2 dots on each side, just assume you're being recorded and either walk away or just straight up ignore them.
Honestly, and there's supposed to be a little light that goes off when you're recording somebody, but I think some of these guys have found a way to turn it off. You can cover it with like a sticker. I've seen videos where people drill a hole into the sensor so the light doesn't show. I've seen all types of weird shit, bro, what these people are doing with these glasses. So I think at this point, guys have figured out a way to cut the light off so it doesn't show. So then you really don't know you're being recorded. And I still have my Meta Glasses. I bought them. I don't even use them no more. Like, it really is pointless.
Okay.
Now, like, we can go on two, man. Like, her, Hayden, and you.
That is crazy. See, now he said, "Are you married?" She said, "No, I am not." You can see her facial expression changes. And then he says, "Now we can go on a 2-man," which is just highly disrespectful. Now we can go on a 2-man, and for people who don't know what a 2-man is, it's basically 2 men with 2 girls. In this instance, it would be the mom and her daughter. You could read between the lines as to what that means. It's just crazy, man.
So let me ask you this.
My whole thing is, why do you have the audacity as a kid to go up to a woman who is older than you, your friend's mom or whatever, and make content of it? Like, that's a whole, and then this situation is strange, bro. let me see what she ends up doing.
Parent or as somebody that's just out, an
She just
American
walked
in
away.
public.
Okay.
Should people be allowed to film strangers with meta glasses without telling them?
Well, according to the First Amendment, the right to free speech and filming in public, especially for press assembly, unfortunately, it's legal. Meta glasses fall into that, in my opinion, invasion of privacy, especially in enclosed environments of which you work at as a school. Technically, it is legal. Although I don't think you should have to be paranoid and full of anxiety at your place of work, thinking you're gonna be put on TikTok in front of millions of people, potentially embarrassed, or your job compromised because you're simply having a conversation with a student. But again, with this technology invading every facet of our f***ing lives, what can you do?
Would you feel like that's an invasion of your privacy? Where is this tech going to take us in the future?
How do y'all feel about this? I know it's probably weirder for women who are being recorded, because I've seen these guys post these clips and then the woman will find out and then they'll make videos like this, or you'll even see the girls in the comments like, oh my God, I didn't even know I was being recorded. Take this down, please. So sometimes these guys are doing good work because the girls who they're flirting with could have boyfriends, you know? And I, in a video I did on my other channel, I said, if you're an attractive dude, there's a 50-50 chance the girl who's you're talking to has a boyfriend or a husband. So, yeah, man, this is it's weird. It's legal, but it's like still kind of strange to me, you know? Especially if you don't tell the person you're recording them, which is why, again, I stopped doing it because it just felt off. Like someone knowing they have a camera on them and then you concealing it are two different things. So, yeah. I mean, in the sense of like, these guys could be doing God's work. You know, they see their wife or their girlfriend on TikTok one day and they letting this dude flirt with them and they giving out their number, you know? So
be okay
doesn't make it
with
right.
this happening to you? Would you be okay with your kids having a pair of these meta glasses? Is this the future or is this a privacy problem? Let me know what you think.
Oh, all right. Well, you look very good. I just want to let you know.
You know, this is only gonna make, you know,
You're
a lot of
16,
people.
bruh.
But you know, when men are approaching, you know, women with sunglasses on, it's only gonna add that extra layer of weirdness and awkwardness because people are now gonna automatically assume, oh, this weirdo with sunglasses on, he might be recording me. When in reality, most people don't have these meta glasses
Look,
on,
see, he
and
covering
they're
the light.
just trying to, you know,
Yeah.
block their eyes from the sun. You know,
Literally.
maybe trying to use sun protection like normally in the spring and summertime. And you know, it's just, I hate how we all have to be angsty and we all have to be on guard, assuming everyone has the worst intentions for us. And now people are saying, this one comment from Paul, he says, almost looked like a few more minutes and she would have caught a charge. She's just upset that she got caught flirting with a student in 4K. And to
That's what I think. Like, why are you, as a mom, why are you talking to the students like that? Like, that kid's probably 17, 16. And you're like, you got your hand on your hip, the body language, you're engaging with him, smiling, talking about, no, you don't have a husband. And then you're reciprocating her energy when he says you look good. You're saying thank you, which is just polite. But still, it's like you're inviting that speculation in. And it's unfortunate for her. She didn't know she was being recorded. But, woman, what are you doing talking to a kid like that? You know? It's like, why?
me, it didn't really look like flirting. Maybe I could rerun it back. I don't know. Another person said with these two images here, you know, back to back, saying amused versus not amused. Within a matter of seconds, anyone that thinks she was flirting and giving this kid play can't read body language or facial expressions. Though in all honesty, she should have openly put him in his place instead of being subtle about her lack of interest. And
She should have just deaded it. That's my thing. Whether she gave good body language or not, she should have deaded it.
As a parent, she should have corrected his inappropriate behavior about approaching adults like this at a school, but who am I to judge? So yeah, I mean, with these two images, you can see here, I guess she was just being nice, especially teachers in professional settings like this. You know, they try to be nice. They don't want to be a jackass. Guy brings up something about a two-man. Obviously, her facial expression changes. Someone in the comment section said, that's I'm not amused face, 100% annoyed now. Another person back on TikTok now says, if you are in public, you have no expectation of privacy. You may not like it, but that's just how it is. And I believe, yeah, sure, that's just how it is under the structure of our current laws, but we can change them. And I think we need to do that with the utmost importance, because genuinely speaking, I don't want to live in a society where everybody's full of anxiety and everybody doesn't want to be authentic and organic and be their true selves because they feel as though there's always going to be CCTV out there.
Bro, I don't think it matters. I'm gonna be honest, because a lot of girls will go on the internet and post some crazy shit and have a crazy digital footprint and not care. So I don't think it will matter, bro.
Always recording with an iPhone or Meta glasses or some smart device thingamajiggy with wireless speakers that can compromise them later in the future. Back in the day, this wasn't such a prevalent issue, and that's why things were more easygoing. Look at footage back in the early to late 90s, early 2000s. People were much more relaxed. You could approach anybody, have a conversation. People were less stressed because all these devices weren't invading every facet of our lives. Another person said, Meta glasses are cool, but used this way, they are creepy. Bill Conley says, unfortunately, it's legal. Lee says, doesn't matter how you feel, there is no right to privacy in a public setting. But be that as it may, laws aside, what about ethics and morals? You know, what about how the general public feels about this?
I mean, that's gonna be dependent on how people are, and honestly, most people are crappy people. So I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's gonna matter. I think there's just a trend right now to use these glasses, and once you see these videos kind of die down, no one's gonna care anymore.
Are we not able to change a law if the majority of people do not like a particular thing in a particular part of the law? Are we not, as people, as resident citizens of this great land, able to change that law? Because I genuinely think these need to be banned in certain settings. I don't like them. Sure, we have a case for CCTV security footage and cameras. Okay, obvious. CCTV is only, typically relegated to security officers or higher administrators, right? But these things anybody can buy, anybody can film you without you knowing it. This is the difference between a phone and the Meta glasses. A phone is very obvious. Someone's pulling out a phone to film you. You know they're filming you, so you can adjust your behavior to protect yourself. But with these Meta glasses, it kind of just looks like regular glasses, regular sunglasses. I'm pretty sure they have the non-tinted ones to make them appear as if they're prescription meds, like the medicated glasses.
Bro,
and
what is this? Tech 24. Hey, this is the future though.
A lot of people just wouldn't realize that they're being
Facial
filmed. And I think
recognition?
that is the distinction right there. The difference between knowing you are being filmed by CCTV or an iPhone, and the difference between not knowing you're filmed, saying something that could compromise you, unbeknownst to you, and then potentially losing your job or being filmed for content on TikTok without your consent. I don't know. Am I off? Another person said it's 2026. If a stranger walks up to you and starts talking to you, you should assume that there's at least a possibility that you're being filmed by them or someone nearby. So if you talk to strangers, don't assume it's private. And that is the messed up thing about modern society. Because back in the day, it wasn't the thing. If somebody approached you, sure, you might be a little wary, but you wouldn't automatically assume that you're being filmed. Now everything is content. Thoughts and opinions down below. What do you think about this? These Meta glasses, I swear to God, they're going to cause a lot of issues for us down the road.
I don't think people care enough. I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Peace out.